We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Welcome, coming to you live from the studios of LA Talk Live in sunny Los Angeles, California. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more, and I'm your host, Alayna. We're here to talk about beauty and more in all its expressions every Wednesday at noon Pacific time. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Beauty magnets, Cleopatra's beauty ritual. Beauty magnets are a modern-day spin on an ancient beauty secret. Beauty magnets are a unique system of relaxation, revitalization, and renewal. Face and spirit reach a new level of balanced beauty, making you look and feel radiant. Tiny charged magnets increase circulation, promoting the look and feel of a natural lift. Face and spirit reach a new level of balanced beauty. De-stress your face with magnet therapy. Beauty Magnets of Beverly Hills, Hollywood. Available at www.beautymagnets.com. That's www.beautymagnets.com. Beauty Magnets, Cleopatra's beauty ritual, and proud sponsors of Alayna's Beauty Talk.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk. Well, we survived Halloween. You can tell my two guests were here, and we did the Halloween show. So Ness, who's also one of the producers, said, "Oh, you survived Halloween." And we all did. So now we're here to talk about how to survive the holidays. As you know, both of these guests have been on my show a lot. They're my regulars. And I'll be back in another week, 2 weeks, to do a real Christmassy song, singing, dancing show. But today it's Merle's turn.
It's my turn.
It's Merle's turn. As you know, she is a miracle relationship miracle worker. I should know that by, you know what? Your brain gets a little fuzzy once you go on air. Things kind of get twisted because you're trying to think and talk at the same time. Doesn't always work. You have to get warmed up.
That's it.
But anyway, she is relationship miracle worker. And she has developed, is it 7 tips?
I have 7 do's and 7 don'ts that are holiday tips, how to survive the holidays.
Okay, welcome Merle Singer. And welcome Pattie Negri. She's coming in to do all the improvisation stuff because that's our favorite around here.
It's the mustache.
It's the mustache, yeah. You know what I told Richard, our producer, you were coming, and he goes, "Is Pattie coming to act that out?" That's my favorite too. So the scenes are really our favorite here at LA Talk Live. So we're really glad you're here to put the mustache on and act it out. I just think it gets through to people when they can hear it in funny voices.
And a mustache.
And a mustache. Well, not everybody's watching, but you can go back and because Pattie's really pretty. But the mustache suits. I mean, I don't know how you get into these characters, but you do, and you get into them very well. But that kind of makes it more fun, and I think it changes our voices for those of you that are listening on the radio. So it tends to kind of sink in.
Well, I hope so, because I think these are important.
It will sink in.
Important tips. One of the things I think that's important is that we have a goal about everything that we do. So if we're going to Granny's house for dinner, what is it we want to accomplish? We tend to just think about in terms of, well, I'll put up with this and manage that. But if we have a goal about what we would want to accomplish, it kind of sets us up for some successful things. But let's just start with the seven do's.
All right, before you start, put your microphone up a little bit. I want to make sure you're talking. Turn it up. Because she's kind of, we have this one sinking chair.
If you can't see me, don't worry. I'm under the table.
We'll still hear your voice. You want to get these tips out.
Yes, I do.
And I think it's very important for people to listen to these tips because it could save a lot of aggravation over the holidays and a lot of stress. That's really why I asked you to come on early in the season. So because Hanukkah starts you just told me this Saturday. So already the family things are starting. So the sooner you can plan for them in advance, I think the better and less stressful it could be.
I think, once it's once Halloween is over, it's the holiday season. I mean, there was Thanksgiving. People, let me make sure now.
Oh yeah.
Am I doing okay?
You're doing fine. I just was you were the mic and you were at different angles, and this is so important. I really want it to be heard.
Good. Okay. So let's just start in here. And we're going to be improv. This is an improv.
We're going to start the improv now? Or you want to go through, you do it however you think. This is your show.
That is way too much power.
But you can handle it.
Aha. Okay. So what do you think? Should we just mention them all?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my thought, is to mention them. That way we can get it twice.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you.
Because people tune in at different times throughout the show. So if they miss it once, they can get it the next time. So that way we can go through it twice.
That's a good point. Okay. So, see, I'm flexible.
I would hope so at this point in your life and career.
You're not flexible, you're broken. So these are the 7 do's. We're just going to do the do's first, and then we'll do the other things later. Okay. So 7 do's, excuse me, things to remember is number 1, you do have more control than you realize. We tend to just make ourselves victims and, it's always going to happen to me. And that's actually not true. If you realize that you do have more control than you think, then you will take responsibility for it. Because if we just, then we're not planning. We're not planning how to make this work for us. That's number 1. Number 2, control your feelings. You don't have to let anyone push your buttons. You can stop in mid-sentence if need be, just to breathe. Slow yourself down and allow the breathing to calm you, and then not be pushed into getting angry. Number 3, control your tongue. This is really important. People think that because they think it, they have to say it. Otherwise, I'm just not being honest. Well, maybe you shouldn't be honest then. You don't have to lie. You just have to shut up.
Okay, say that again. That's important.
Yes, you don't.
All right, put the paper down.
You don't have to.
And say it from your gut so it comes out, because you're talking kind of soft.
I'm talking soft?
Yes, you were, because you were reading and talking. So now talk from...
Okay.
Richard's saying you're fine, but I like it when you... Because you have that voice. You could do it.
Excuse me, do we have that lion?
Head?
Yes, we need the
We
lion
need
head.
how about I just give you the mustache? No.
Oh, we're going to share the mustache.
When I'm saying to control
There
your
you go.
tongue, I'm saying I want you to be able to not talk. It is not important because you think it. It's not important that you say it. There are two different realms of your life, the things you think and the things you say. And sometimes they meet, but they don't have to. So, okay, that's number 3. We don't have to go into that anymore. Number 4, prepare yourself to have a happy time. I think that's just so important. Rather than saying, oh my gosh, I always have such a hard time. Harry's going to be there. He just bugs me all the time and says, well, I don't have a better job and things like that. Prepare yourself to have a good time. And here's how you can start it. You can anticipate this in advance, and then when you get there, I say it's kind of with your same approach to having sex. It is that you can anticipate it, but don't anticipate all the details. And then you start it. So you go into the house and you go into the kitchen and there's Grandma and you say, Grandma, the house smells delicious. And so do you. And you give her a big hug and you go around to everybody else as if you're there to make everybody else feel comfortable. And these are people mostly you know, and even if you don't, go to people, like I said, one of the best things you do if you're in a party and you're really feeling insecure and you don't know what to say, you look at the person in that party that's feeling that way, that you can tell is kind of a little uncomfortable, and go to that person and talk to that person. And what's your goal in talking to that person? Your goal is to make them feel comfortable. So now you have a goal that is outside of yourself. And if all you've done is made that one person feel a little more comfortable, you feel better. So you're already in line with having a good time. And that's the difference between being the victim and being the victor, taking control. That's just enormous in your life, and it's certainly helpful in during the holidays. Okay. I know I wrote these things, but I really don't have them memorized. Aha. The other one is let go of perfection. Where everybody says, oh, they had this stupid little star on the top of the tree. We always have an angel. I mean, like, it has to be perfect. Your perfection is different from everybody else's anyway. And one of the things... the whole aging process, as a matter of fact, if you're going to get to past 25 and 30 and so on, the whole aging process is you get to be more and more imperfect. So you might as well get a head start in accepting, okay, so it's not perfect, but it works. And if you have that kind of tolerance and acceptance, more than tolerance, acceptance, that's true of yourself. And it makes you have a better time with everybody else. What's interesting about these, if you notice any of these are things that you have a hard time with, then that tells you something about yourself, that you've been being a little hard-nosed when it's time to lighten up. The other thing is honor your family's uniqueness. Everybody doesn't have to be the same as, I say, the Bobbsey twins. I don't know what's that's going back way too far.
But it's a cute expression.
But it's not. You're not a TV family. And the last one before we go to break,
as you're sinking,
as my chair. Wait a second.
We're laughing so hard we can't stop. All right, come on, the break. Richard's going to want to go to break.
Okay, allow your family to have their own feelings. You don't have to convince them that your boyfriend is terrific. They don't have to like him. They just have to be nice to him.
All right, we're going to go to break. We're going to switch Merle out of the singing chair so she can finish talking about this. Oh my gosh. I knew we were going to have a good time tonight. I just didn't think it was going to be the chair that set us off. All right, everybody. This is really serious. When we get back, we'll fix the chair. We'll get back into doing, what is it, the 7 do's and don'ts?
Yes, we're going to.
I got it right here. The holiday tips, the 7 do's and
7 don'ts.
to remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So Merle, Pattie, and I will be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live, or more than just talk.
I'm gonna teach you to fly. We've only tasted the wine. We're gonna drain the cup dry. Wait till you
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and hosts of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Wait till you're locked in my embrace. Wait till I draw you near. Wait till you see that sunshine place. Ain't nothing like it here.
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for a new show right here on LA Talk Live, The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hello world, how you living? This is D. Brex, your host of the all-new rap project here on LA Talk Live. That's latalklive.com. Or you can find me on iTunes Radio in the R&B section. That's the rap project every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. West Coast time, so don't be late. On the Rap Project, I will be playing the very best of rap and hip-hop that goes beyond the ordinary. So connect with me, your host, D. Brax, the rap connoisseur, on the Rap Project every Wednesday at 7, right here on latalklive.com, where we are more than just talk.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. Okay, we got the sinking chair fixed. Merle's beautiful face is back up in front of the table and the microphone. That was so funny. But anyway, now we have to get serious because this is really, a time of year where we can really go off and get overstressed. So I really did ask Merle and Pattie to come in today to go through the do's and don'ts and help us get through the holiday with a little less stress and have a little more fun and not focus just on the stress part, because if we can help you through that, then we've really done our job. And people just, we flip out through the holidays. It gets very hectic. You're here, asking what kind of gifts to get for
Right.
11 or 4.
To
14-year-olds. Because you haven't had, your son's way older now. So, it's starting, what to bring, what kind of wine to bring. Should I bake anything?
I have 2 parties at the same time. How do I manage that?
And especially like we had Thanksgiving at Pattie's house, and her husband was stressed.
He didn't read the book.
It was the best turkey I've ever had in my entire life that your husband cooked, but he was stressed. The only one that wasn't stressed was a dog.
Yeah. She likes Thanksgiving.
But yeah, so I mean, let's try and help people
I think
through the holidays.
something that you said made me think that I want to add to. And you said, yeah, and you're talking about the stress, and we don't want to have the stress. We just want to have a good time. And you said we focus on the stress. And I think you're exactly right. Now, what I want to say to people is we don't have to focus on the stress. I think sometimes we think if we're not stressed, then maybe we're forgetting something, or maybe people will think we're not serious, or we have all kinds of preconceptions, misconceptions about how it's supposed to be in your life. And that causes us to allow ourselves to help ourselves be stressed so we can prove to ourselves that we really care. And that's not necessary. So what do? I can hear my audience saying, so what do? You change it. Instead of stressing, instead of focusing on the stress, every time you think about something that's stressful, if it's something that you can do something about, like I have to remember to bring the poster. So what do? I take it and put it next to the table next to where I go outside. Once you've handled the things that you can handle, then you have to let it go. So you start to think about it again anyway. Oh, will I remember to bring what I have to bring? And when you start to think like that, just say, whoops, change. I don't have to think like that. And think of a field of white roses. Think of a stream. Think of your babies. When your kids get older, you may not want to think of them. But when they're babies, they're still fun to think about.
Or your animals.
Or your animals, exactly. So, but just change what you're thinking about. You really have the control to do that. And you're not obligated in this world to be stressed. It's not your job. It's not something that's important. I think probably maybe the most important thing is to give yourself permission to not be stressed.
Just do the best you can.
Yes, yes, and it won't be any better if you're stressed, and it won't be any worse if you're not stressed.
Maybe the other way around. Less stress, you'll actually do better, and when you're not worrying about it.
I think that's absolutely true.
Because you always start getting stressed knowing you're going to be around family. Even if you're a close family, there's still stress in a family.
Well, I have to tell you something. We had a reunion of our kids on the East Coast. We live on the West Coast, and we have two kids on the East Coast, and some nieces and nephews and a couple of cousins. And we had a reunion September 30th, whenever. And we rented a house. There were like 20 of us. And I have to tell you, it never occurred to me that there would be, there's a stress of making sure you got everything handled. And then I could let it go. And Nathan my husband was worried about, well, what do we do? And I said, hey, we got him there. They'll take care of the rest. And they did. Everybody, we had a cousin that came on the bus from New York to Massachusetts, and he brought his his mixer or whatever so that he could make cakes and pies for us. I mean, he carried it in a shopping bag. So people take responsibility for the parts that they like to do. There was no stress. There was not a stressful word, not between any two people. It doesn't have to be stressful. I don't have this amazing, well, it is an amazing family, but amazing family of people like everybody else. And it wasn't anticipated, and we didn't have stress. We didn't have arguments because we weren't expecting it. So I think there's a lesson in there somewhere. The lesson is I have a fabulous family.
All right, let's talk about the over drinking, because that does sometimes cause problems.
I want to mention long festering unresolved issues.
Oh, okay, first.
Yeah, I think so, because
Okay.
I think a lot of times we think that, now I haven't seen Uncle Harry, for 4 years. Now's the time that I'm going to tell him how mean he was 4 years ago when he blah blah blah. That's not the time. If it's been festering for 4 years or 10 years or 20 years, let it fester some more and keep your mouth shut and just have a good time. If you're really ready to handle it, then make a date with whomever and go to lunch or go to dinner or do it another time. But don't make the holidays the time to vent all your old stuff.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah, I think that's very important. We think we have, if it's it's the same thing. If you're thinking it, you have to say it. Not necessarily. Okay, now you want to talk about over drinking. Okay, don't over drink.
No, it's not a lot to say about it, but I think it's an important point, because sometimes you just are having a good time or you're not having a good time.
I think it's very important because, and you know where else it's important, and which also happens during the holidays, is your business. When work has a holiday party, whatever, we think if alcohol is served that we have to drink until we're blotto. That's not the case. You need, again, to focus on what is it you want to accomplish. You're at work. What you want to accomplish is at least to keep your job. And if you go blotto and do some things that you would not otherwise do, that's not a good way to keep your job.
And everybody has camera phones and
oh my Lord, today
all of that. So you really don't want going crazy up on YouTube.
That's
or up on Facebook.
Oh my, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
And that could even be with family parties now. Everybody has.
Yes,
everybody.
You've got to watch it. People just forget about that.
Yes.
But
yes,
you always now have to be looking over your shoulder and really stay on your best behavior if you don't want something coming back at you.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's very important. And it's well, actually, when we go on an airplane, I don't drink. Any time that I want to have complete control, I'm not inclined to drink. And I figure everybody wants to be blotto on the airplane in case there's an accident. I figure I want to be fully conscious in case there's an accident. But that's individual. Okay, so we good with not drinking? I just think it's important to realize that you are responsible for your behavior, and drinking to forget is not how you have a good time, but being conscious so you can experience is how you have a good time.
Oh, nobody's telling you not to have a few drinks, but just know your limits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just know your limits.
Exactly. I would say our limits have been just about reached.
Oh, you heard the music. All right. So, it's at the bottom of the hour. So, I think when we come back, since Pattie is hasn't said much. I think it's time for her to put the mustaches on, the hats on, and I guess we'll start to act the rest of these out.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think?
I think that we'll finish these last things to be aware of,
And then go into it?
And no, I think we'll act them out. Sure.
Okay. So we're all in agreement.
We're all in agreement.
All right. So we'll practice during the break, everybody. Get Pattie ready. Up there's a mustache. All right. When Merle, Pattie, and I come back, we're going to go back and do some improvisational skits all about the holidays, the do's and the don'ts, so that you really have a great holiday season. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
People you don't know, smiling not hello. Everywhere there's an air of Christmas joy. It's that one time of year when the world stands here, and you like to find a way to show the things that words can't say. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? The man on the street and a couple of stairs all need to know there's someone who cares. Give love.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and hosts of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Yes, the world needs your love. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day?
Walk, run, climb, play. Solgar number 7 can help. Feel the difference for yourself. Solgar number 7 actually shows improvement in joint comfort within 7 days. Now you can start to get back on track fast and pursue the activities you love. Solgar number 7 is a breakthrough in joint care with no glucosamine and no chondroitin. The advanced bioactives in Solgar number 7 help to increase flexibility, mobility, range of motion, and actually shows improvement within just 7 days. One capsule, once a day, is all you need. When stiff joints occasionally say no, Solgar number 7 says yes. Visit Solgar.com and learn more about Solgar number 7 today. That's www.solgar.com, www.solgar.com. Solgar number 7, official sponsors of Here's to Your Help with Josh Lane and LA Talk Live.
Hi, this is Susie Pruden. And yes, you've seen me on Oprah, Good Morning America, and The Today Show. And I'm inviting you to join me every Monday from 3 to 4 for my new show, Mastermind Live. Join us as we introduce you to the new thought leaders of the world who will inspire you, support you, and guide you to your next level. So don't forget to tune into Mastermind Live exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Our special Holiday Week broadcast of Guest Star features the music of Jeff Alexander with his orchestra and chorus, and presents as its special guests the twin stars of Light Up Time, lovely Dorothy Kirsten, and our holiday host, Frank Sinatra.
Thank you, Don, and hello, friends. It's always a pleasure to be with you on the Guest Star series. And today's program is especially important to me because it marks the third straight year in which I've appeared on the Christmas Week broadcast. And Dorothy and Jeff Alexander and I have planned a show playing it safe all the way, strictly loaded with favorites and fun to do. And we shall start off with me playing the part of the little man in the weather barometer. I pop out of the house with frost on my beard and predict light snow, followed by lighter music. Sleigh bells ring. Are you
Welcome back to
listening?
Alayna's Beauty
In the
Talk and more. We're
lane,
getting you
snow is
ready
glistening.
so that you
A
have less
beautiful
stress
sight.
for the holidays.
Happy
We're going to
tonight.
start to
Walking in
act
a
out
winter
some of Merle's
wonderland.
7 do's and
Gone
don't
away
tips. This is one of my
is the
favorites.
bluebird.
As you can
Here to
see,
stay
Pattie's got
is a new
her
bird.
do on. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you, Merle, so you can go with this first little skit.
Okay. Let me explain first, although it's obvious, so obvious, that this skit is about blaming the second wife. I am the first wife, and Pattie is the second wife. So what are you doing here anyway?
Well, it was so kind of you to invite me this year, and it made the kids so happy.
Oh, really?
I brought you a pie.
She's just a floozy.
Your house looks fabulous.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
No, I'm not feeling so comfortable here.
I just can't imagine why.
You know, you've done so much. Bert has been a better man since you've left.
Well, I think you get the idea.
Are you speechless on that one?
It was a
If the sinking chair was there, you would be under the table.
I thought that was a great comeback. I will say. I think it's important for people to know that the second spouse is not most often, 99.75%, not the cause of a failed marriage. Second spouse is the result of a failed marriage. So even for those times, I don't want to get into all of the different ways that we end up with blended families, but it's so important. I think if you can remember that the children are the most important thing to think about with a blended family, and that they didn't cause this, they have to endure it. So be respectful to everybody. What would be a nice way for this to have worked? Put your boa back on, please. Now, I don't have to like her, but I need to say I'm glad that you came. Thank you for bringing the children.
Thank you for having me. That means a lot.
Good. I feel sad, but I just got a sudden sense of sadness about the whole thing.
The new wife is kind of a floozy.
But you make Bert happy, and the kids are happy, and that's really important, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now go here, have a drink, and sit down and have some food, and I can go on to the rest of the guests.
But that makes it easy for everybody.
Yes. I think it's as a second spouse. I was, and we did have the children live with us. I certainly made sure that at graduations or things where we all needed to be together, that we were all together and were respectful and thought about the kids, and it worked. It really does. So I think the thing I want to say to people is when you're in a situation that isn't working, that you don't like them or they're being mean to you, take a look at how you're behaving. So if you behave like I did the first time, you get what you get. Okay, so now we're going to act out something else. I think we're going to act out taking your anger out on children. And so, yes, put on a mustache and one of your hats. And
You might have to hold your hat. It's not good to say. Try that one. Okay, you might.
That's perfect.
Oh, that one's good. That fits over everything. Matches a mustache.
Just tickles. So bad.
So okay, so the kids, we're the kids, and we're fighting, and we're just and this, I'm your kid, and she's from the other marriage.
Okay. All right.
Oh well, why are we always? Let's play jacks.
Okay, we can
Melissa,
play
Melissa,
okay.
Melissa,
Hey.
Melissa, I don't really want you playing with Henrietta over here. You know, Henrietta and her mom and I haven't been speaking in a long time. And Henrietta, why don't you go play with the little boys in the backyard? Because they're all.
How'd you know I was always there?
But Henrietta is my friend.
I know, but I don't want you socializing with her right now. I know, sweetheart, but it's the holidays.
like
Can you
her.
go? Would you go sit in the dang corner? Would you go sit down in the corner? I don't want you playing with Henrietta. Oh my God, the things in this family.
Now we're laughing, but it's not funny.
No, it's not.
When people act like that. It's not fair to the children. It doesn't make your holiday a least bit better. So take and I don't want somebody that's in the audience saying, yeah, but my what was her name?
Henrietta.
My Henrietta in my family, she's really just a stupid little late girl. No. All kids are just kids, and really think about treating people differently. Okay. How shall we do this one? Well, I said, how about the tendency to revert to childhood responses?
Okay. Who's what? Who's who?
Who's what?
Who's what?
Oh,
Who?
I thought you said who's.
We've just lost control completely.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Don't forget the hats don't fit over the headphones so good. So.
Right. But that will fit.
Okay.
That will fit. So.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay. So if we're having a conversation about politics, and do you think how long do you think it'll be before Obamacare comes into practice, and is that going to make a difference in your coverage, and we're talking about that, and then you're
we're sisters?
Yes.
We're sisters. We're sisters. And
we're sisters.
Maybe you're my big know-it-all sister.
I am.
My little big know-it-all sister.
Right. I'm short but big. Well, we won't. Anyway, so I'm telling you, you need to get this. There's a certain coverage that you can get that'll hold you over until Obamacare. So you need to take care of that right away.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. Melissa. Fine. I'm taking care of myself. I've got it all figured out. I'll be fine till Obamacare. You do this to me. You have done this since we were little kids. You know everything. You think you know my life, and you think you know what's better for me. You don't know anything.
Well, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do. Do you have insurance now?
No.
Oh, so?
So,
what did I tell you last year?
See, what did you tell me? You're always telling me something. And I'm just not even going to listen, even if it's the smartest thing I've ever heard, and I really should listen to you. I don't want to, because I never have.
That's what I call reverting back to childhood responses.
But that does happen.
I know.
When the holiday seasons come around,
right?
Because one is always going to be the big sister, and one's always going to be the little. That's never going to change.
It doesn't change. It's true.
But you tend, when your mom and your dad and you're all together, it just reverts back to those childhood days.
But if you could step back and see your family, see you behaving with your sister like we just did, then you may laugh, because I thought we were pretty silly.
And even as parents, especially, that's the thing. I don't care if I'm half a century old. All of a sudden, mom tells me what to do. It's you want to that cross between rebellion or pleasing or this or that, and you become the kid again.
Yes.
Yeah, because your mom is still alive.
Yeah, she is, and it's just like, okay, mom, or no, mom, or all of a sudden I'm a either rebellious 16-year-old or
Right.
Yeah, so that still comes into play, even if your mom's in her 80s or 90s.
Yep.
It does. So, but as long as you're aware of it, and you can just step back and take a moment to breathe and realize that this is just old habits, old patterns, and it doesn't have to stay forever, and just kind of relax about it. And when in doubt, be quiet.
That's really, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's really true.
Yeah, it is.
It's very true. It's better to say nothing.
Yes.
And then to regret it.
Yes.
smile.
Yeah. And understand that, these are old patterns. Yes, I'm reacting the same, but not so bad as I have in the past. And give yourself credit for noticing.
All right, there's our music. We're going to
music.
take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to do some more acting out some of...
Acting.
Because it's really fun. It makes you laugh. So we're going to do some more acting out. Are we still going to stay on the don'ts, or we're going to go back to the do's?
We're going to finish the don'ts.
Okay. So Merle, Pattie, and I will be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live, or more than just talk.
Thank you for tuning in to LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we're more than just talk. Stay tuned.
Oh, your skin looks great.
Thank you.
What's your secret?
Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence.
Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence?
Yes, it's a beauty secret used since the time of the Greeks and Romans. The spa in Malibu told me about frankincense and myrrh by Ancient Essence, and now my skin is lovely.
Well, your skin looks great.
Call Ancient Essence at 1-800-627-9813. Discover the secret of beautiful skin. Call 1-800-627-9813. Discover the secret. Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence. Discover the secret of beautiful skin. Available at fine spas and beauty centers.
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for a new show right here on LA Talk Live, The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio. Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
People, it's Jennifer Tapia from StarCam. You guys might know me from the red carpet, catching up with all the stars, but guess what? We're bringing the red carpet to the radio right out here on LA Talk Live. I'm going live Thursday nights at 6 p.m. We got hot topics, celebrities, and much more. We were featured on Chloe Lamar on E!, Howard Stern, T.I.'s Family Hustle. You know how we do. So check it out on Thursday nights, 6 p.m. All things Hollywood, everything celebrity. StarCam Radio?
StarCam Radio? StarCam Radio!
Oh yeah, follow us on Twitter at StarCam Radio.
You know, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Oh, but do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. Richard, you're getting us really in the spirit. This music, your holiday music, is fabulous. I love it. I could listen to this music the whole show. I will. He goes, we will. But it is. It's getting us in the spirit. We're talking about the do's and don'ts, how to get through the holiday with less stress, with less problems, and really enjoy the holidays. So many people just flip out during the holiday season and can't wait for them to be over, but instead turn it around and can't wait for them to be here. Like, make this the best holiday season you've ever had.
Amen.
You know, you can do that.
Amen.
And we're here to help you do that.
Mhm.
You know, may not be perfect, but it can be great.
That's it. That's our next one.
Oh, it is?
Perfection.
Yes, it may not be perfect. In fact, it won't be perfect. So we're going to act out somebody. Pattie is going to act out somebody she's hosting the holiday. In fact, you are.
I am.
So there you go. So this is somebody that hasn't let go of perfection.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's going to be here any minute. And that roast is not cooking correctly. I wanted to eat at 6 o'clock exactly. And we're not going to eat till at least 6:10. Oh my God. The party is ruined. And look at this dress. I swear to God, I must have gained at least 3 or 4 pounds on Thanksgiving. And it's going to look terrible. Everybody's going to stare at how tight this dress is on me. And look at that Christmas tree. It is crooked. It is really crooked. And do you don't think that Aunt Myrna is going to notice how crooked that Christmas tree is?
Ding, ding.
Hello?
Pattie, look, you look gorgeous. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
And the house smells wonderful. Oh, look, you did a different tree this time. It's gorgeous. Oh, I love that. Oh, and look, everybody's coming. Everybody's coming on time.
Wow. And dinner will be ready just 10 minutes late. Is that okay?
Oh my God, that's so perfect.
It is?
Oh, I'm so excited. Here's a bottle.
Do me drink.
Let's relax.
Okay.
And I'm going to go say hello to everybody else. Thank you, Pattie.
Okay. Thank you. Wow, I feel so much better. Thanks, Merle.
But that's it.
That's it.
And so if you're the guest or the host, if you're the host, know to relax. If you're the guest, go up to the host and reassure them, because they may not be acting like Pattie, but they may be feeling like Pattie. And one of the best ways to have a good time in your party is to see how many people at your party that you're at you can make feel good. That's just a great way to do it. And which leads us into our pretty much last one that I wanted to go heavy on, which is how to prepare yourself to have a happy time. So how can we do this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
That's excellent. Because now I'll tell you how you'll do it.
Okay.
All you do is do pretty much, here I am. Now I'm the host and you're the guest.
Okay.
And you're coming in and you're really not so sure about today, but you want to have a good time and you want to focus on having a good time. So you heard this lady on the radio that said, have a focus, plan to have a good time, plan what you're going to do. So that's what you're doing.
Okay. I'll come to your house.
Yes. Okay. Hi, Pattie. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you so much, Merle, for having me over. That was really sweet.
Yeah. Come on in. Look, say hello to everybody.
Hi, how are you? Hi.
Let me introduce you. This is, remember Uncle Billy?
Yeah.
You haven't seen him for a long time. Doesn't he look great?
Nice hat.
Yes, I haven't gotten him to take it off yet.
I know. It's great. I
And
like it.
here's Aunt Mary.
Hi, Aunt Mary.
And look at the kids. Look, can you believe how much they've grown?
Wow. They're so big. This is great. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm feeling better already.
Good.
I'm relaxing.
Yes.
And you look gorgeous, Merle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes all you need to say is thank you. Have some hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. And would you like Would you like something to drink? Would you like some water, some
No, I'm good for now.
lemonade?
Thanks. I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I'm feeling better.
So have a seat. Sit next to Mary. You haven't spoken to her for a long time. And that's whichever one you are in that. As long as you're concentrating on helping other people feel good, then the chances of your having a good time are significantly improved. And there's one thing I didn't put on here that I'm sorry that's been coming in my head is also humor. Humor is terrific. We because we know we have a good time.
We always have a good time.
And whenever you're in that situation that somebody could be rubbing you the wrong way, think about it and think about the humor of it. And that will help you. And in fact, at the parade, I have to tell you this. We were in the holiday the Hollywood holiday parade last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We were with the Hollywood Arts Council. We were carrying
the moon.
We were carrying the moon for the astronaut. And one of the women, I can picture, I'll remember her name later, which is a good thing because we don't need to say it now. But she said, I don't want to seem ungrateful. When it starts that way, it's not good. I don't want to seem ungrateful, but geez, at least we could have something better than to hold up the moon if we're in this parade. And it really did strike me funny, and I just burst out laughing. And I said, but you are ungrateful. I said, you are ungrateful because look, we're all here. We're having a good time. The weather is fine. And it's a joy. We're actually in the parade. And it struck me. I did laugh so much, but she heard what I said and I could see it sunk in. I mean, if you're going to start out any sentence with, I don't mean to be grateful, don't finish the sentence. But I could deliver that line laughing with humor than if I said, well, you son of a gun, you really are ungrateful. I mean, what would be the point of that?
Right.
That would be best left unsaid.
And wherever you focus, that's what's going to expand. That's what you teach all the time too. It's like if you're smoking, I'm standing outside and I've been standing here for 2 hours hoping the stupid moon, you could look at it that way. You're like, oh my gosh, the whole world is watching. There's thousands of children around and this is fun and what a great opportunity. Both are true.
That's right. That's the tagline that I think is really important that you gave. Whether you think the glass is half empty or half full, you're right. So, might as well see the full part.
Much easier.
Yeah.
And much more enjoyable.
And I think that sums it up. That is our lesson on how to survive the holidays. And if you hadn't noticed, all of these things, these 7 do's and don'ts, had to do with you taking responsibility in one way or the other. And that, I just can't say how important that is. That keeps you from not being a victim. That keeps you from being a victim. And then you, as soon as you have control, as soon as you have power to help other people. Now that's awesome. That's a great way to have a good time.
All right, let's go.
I think we're done.
Well, we still got another whole half hour to go.
Okay.
So we're not done.
We're
done with this segment, but we still have another half hour. So I think when we come back, we're going to go through these tips again and just kind of discuss them among ourselves.
Okay.
You know, because people tune in and out at different times throughout the
Good
show.
idea.
So let's just start from the beginning, because I don't think you can hear this enough, because I really want people to have a good time good, safe, fun time this holiday season. So even if they just do one or two of the things that you have written down, it can help.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
we're going to take a short break. Merle, Pattie, and I are going to come back, and we're going to go through the 7 do's and don'ts again. So if you missed it the first time, you can get it this time. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Got good music on my stereo. Will I wanna kiss you, baby, while you're standing beneath the mistletoe?
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Season's greetings. This is Richard Carr, station manager at LA Talk Live, and I just wanted to take a moment out to thank all of our listeners out there who helped to make LA Talk Live the internet's newest and hottest destination for beautiful music and invigorating talk. And I wanted to send out my heartfelt holiday wishes to all of our listeners worldwide and wish you all the very best of holiday seasons. Here's to peace, prosperity, and good health in the new year. Thanks for listening to LA Talk Live, and thanks for your support. Happy holidays to everyone. Walk, run, climb, play. Solgar number 7 can help. Feel the difference for yourself. Solgar number 7 actually shows improvement in joint comfort within 7 days. Now you can start to get back on track fast and pursue the activities you love. Solgar number 7 is a breakthrough in joint care with no glucosamine and no chondroitin. The advanced bioactives in Solgar number 7 help to increase flexibility, mobility, range of motion, and actually shows improvement within just 7 days. One capsule, once a day, is all you need. When stiff joints occasionally say no, Solgar number 7 says yes. Visit Solgar.com and learn more about Solgar number 7 today. That's www.solgar.com, www.solgar.com. Solgar number 7, official sponsors of Here's to Your Help with Josh Lane and LA Talk Live.
Oh, your skin looks great.
Thank you.
What's your secret?
Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence.
Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence?
Yes, it's a beauty secret used since the time of the Greeks and the Romans. This spa in Malibu told me about frankincense and myrrh by Ancient Essence, and now my skin is lovely.
Yes, your skin looks great.
Call Ancient Essence at 1-800-627-9813. Discover the secret of beautiful skin. Call 1-800-627-9813. Discover the secret. Frankincense and myrrh oil by Ancient Essence. Discover the secret of beautiful skin. Available at fine spas and beauty centers.
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for a new show right here on LA Talk Live, The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
From now on, our troubles will be out of sight.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. Pattie, you're singing along with the music. It's so beautiful. Is this the original White Christmas? Oh, okay. Frank Sinatra, everybody.
Yeah, no. Wasn't Bing
Bing
Crosby?
Bing Crosby did the original. This is beautiful. Okay. You ready to start talking or are you going to sing?
Sing.
I mean, we could just play music the last half hour. Is that what you want?
Sway to the music.
All right, somebody start.
Okay. I thought you were going to come back and say we're coming back.
We are back.
Okay.
We've been here for years.
You just got into the music. We've been back.
I was waiting for my fearless
Did you have
leader.
one too many drinks before we came back? We
They're gonna
spiked your
believe
egg.
you.
No. We haven't moved out of our chairs for the last 90 minutes, everybody.
In fact, we're glued. So we're going to repeat some of the 7 do's and don'ts. But first, we're going to say
Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays. And remember of iPhones and Droids. Everybody has a camera. So remember.
Yeah, I want to get that in because so many people have regretted what they've done, and once it's out in the internet, it stays there. So
Could go viral.
Yeah, so
that or you'll get a series out of it.
Yeah, something good could come out of it. But that doesn't happen as often.
It didn't happen for Prince Harry. Remember when he was just having a good time at a party, and I think it was highly inappropriate that somebody took the picture, but they did, and they posted it, and so it became problematic for him.
Yeah,
and he didn't get a series.
No, that doesn't happen often.
Okay.
So,
no,
but it can.
Yeah.
But just be aware of your surroundings throughout the party and who's,
I think that's important. And I think all the do's and don'ts that I mentioned also are as relevant for the parties that you have at work. I think a lot of times we think, oh, here's a chance to unwind and relax. And then you unwind and relax and tell the boss what you really think of him. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, keep your business quiet.
Yes.
At your workplace parties.
Yes. And be respectful.
And be responsible.
Remember when I was saying about a really grouchy boss, and that if you give them a compliment every day, that it changes. So I said this to a group, But I added that when you give somebody like that a compliment, you have to be very careful that you're not being sarcastic, that you're not have an attitude, that you're just saying it straight on. That's a nice pair of shoes. That was a good project, whatever you say. And if you have trouble doing that, that is a signal to you that you've got some serious attitude that you have to work with yourself about. So before you start pointing the finger at other people, you need to check your own attitude.
It's got to be sincere because people can see insincerity.
Absolutely.
So even it's simple like cool Argyle socks, if you believe that they're cool Argyle socks, there you go.
Right. And and this is also a story from my own personal past. When I was at that point where I was having difficulty with Nathan and working through things, and then I kind of got some things figured out, and so I was behaving nicer to him, and I said something nice like, "That's a nice shirt." I remember to this day that he looked at me, and I could see he was waiting for the other shoe to drop, like, it's a nice shirt for you to wear, or it's a nice shirt kind of, or something. And that's when I realized what a bee I had been being, because he wasn't able to trust a good straight compliment from me. And that was a lesson about my checking my own attitude at the door. Okay, so 7 don'ts, things to be aware of. Long festering unresolved issues, all that stuff that every time you think about it, when you go to your family party or wherever, drop it. Don't bring it up. This is not the time. If there's anything you want to discuss with somebody, make a date with them and go. And I usually say go to a restaurant so you don't end up yelling at each other. You got to plan these things out.
True.
And also, if you want to do that, you can write down some things so you remember to say them. But that's a whole different issue. Now it's the holidays. Now it's about having a good time, and to whatever extent. And don't be saying, oh, I wish my family was really deep and loving and they don't even hug. And never mind, it's your family. Enjoy whatever you can. However they are, take them as they are and enjoy that. And be your best self. Okay, we talked about over drinking. Can't stress it enough. Drinking to relax, be social, fine. But like everything else, too much of anything is not a good thing. So be careful, and don't use it. Don't use it to say, well, I'm having a miserable time, so I might as well drink to escape. And don't use it to give yourself an excuse to have a loose tongue. Have control. Be responsible for your own behavior.
Yeah, because you don't want to, and you're going to have to drive home or walk home, so you want to make sure you can do that safely.
Yes, always, always. And don't blame the second spouse. It's not his or her fault. That comes later, so I don't want to say. I was going to say, don't take your anger out on the children. That's another one. And that also comes from blended families. Children are innocent. I don't care how they look. And that when I say I don't care how they look, I don't care how many tattoos they have, how many piercings. I don't care what kind of attitude they have. Children are the innocents, and assume that and treat them that way. And just be respectful. I just can't stress enough how much respect. I love Richard. So I said, don't blame the second spouse. Don't revert to childhood responses. You don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, like, Mom, you always do this to me, or Dad, stop. Those things come back. I'm not a kid anymore. Remember that one?
Well, don't act like one. That's the next thing.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of blended families, the families are blending in all kinds of ways. So they have different cultural backgrounds. It can be religious. It can be just from different countries. It can be from different races. It can be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so different cultures have different traditions. And if they have spaghetti, which Pattie likes my spaghetti example, it seems kind of strange for a Christmas dinner, but so this is the time to have spaghetti for Christmas dinner. And just be open to the differences. You don't have to be what is there. You just have to enjoy how it is here, and you either like it or you don't like it, but be respectful that somebody else is having a great time chowing up that spaghetti. And I think it's just really important. Also, I guess it's the same as not reverting to childhood behaviors. Don't go into over explaining. When I was a kid, and sometimes you want to apologize for how you were when you were a kid. Yeah, I mean, you can do it in one sentence if you have to, but that's it. Let it go. You were who you were when you were a kid. You were a bully, you weren't a bully, you were a victim, you weren't, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And just let it go. Just be who you are now. And have fun. We talked about having fun, and we talked about having a good sense of humor, right? Do you hear me?
All right, let's do some more do's.
Okay, these are the things to remember. You do have control. You do have more control than you realize, and so take responsibility for it. See, that's the two things. If we're so used to saying, oh, I can't help it, or oh my gosh, we're so used to being a victim that what's in it about being a victim is you have no responsibility. You can't help it. You're just the victim. As soon as you take responsibility, you're no longer the victim, then you've got to do something. I think one of the things we should do is to listen to some music and to come back later.
Boy, have you guys trained? All right, you heard the music. It's been so wonderful that we want to listen to the music. We're really enjoying all the wonderful music that Richard's playing for all the LA Talk Live listeners and the listeners of my show. So Merle, Pattie, and I are going to come back. We're going to, now it is time to wrap out this show. So
we're going to finish this.
We're going to come back and finish the do's, give our final holiday thoughts. And then wish everybody really happy holidays. But we got more holiday shows coming up. They're coming back for another one. So you haven't seen the last of them yet this year. So everybody stay tuned. Pattie, Merle, and I will be right back. This is Alayna's Beauty Talk and more on LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone.
You are now tuned into LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about these squeaky wheels. Always get in the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Yes, and show them the way that you feel.
Feliz Navidad. This is Professor Nest, host of The Merleologist, heard exclusively here on LA Talk Live. I just want to take out a moment to thank all of our great listeners who have helped make LA Talk Live the internet's newest and hottest destination for beautiful music and invigorating talk. Just want to also wish all of you the very best for this holiday season. So here's to health, prosperity, and peace in the new year. Thank you for listening to LA Talk Live. We're more than just talk.
Hi, this is Julie Orlov, inviting you to join us every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our all-new show, Pathways to Love. Join us as we talk about love and relationships and how you can create the relationships you desire. So don't forget to tune in to Pathways to Love every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Welcome back to Alayna's Beauty Talk and more. We've been here the whole show doing the do's and don'ts of how to survive the holidays. But now I have a question. Just that last song made me think of something. If you're opening gifts, you're exchanging gifts at the party, and you get something you really don't like, what are you supposed to do?
Say thank you. This is lovely.
I just want to remind people that not to go off and say this, and
Well, I had to tell the truth. I'm not a truth teller. I mean, I don't go for that. You don't have to tell the truth.
I just want to remind people, because sometimes people get really angry if they don't get what they want.
Yeah. Well,
so I just wanted to have you answer that.
Yes. Yes. It's a matter of politeness. It's so many of these things that I have talked about. If you would go to Emily Post, whoever's doing Emily Post, they would tell you the same things. It's a matter of good etiquette. It's to be kind and nice to other people. So, okay, but I know people count a lot, and I've done number one of the things to remember. So I want to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so they'll know I've actually done the 7 things. So the first one we did was you have more control than you realize. Number 2, control your feelings, which is don't get triggered. Just every time you can tell you're getting triggered, you just hold yourself back and just say change in your head and be quiet. Then control your tongue. That's number 3. Prepare yourself to have a happy time, and we talked about that, and that's fun. It's actually fun. It's a good way to introduce yourself to the holidays. Well, what could I do that would be fun? And who could I make feel good? Those are 2 things that you want to think in your head. And then that was number 4. Number 5 is let go of your requirements for perfection. You're going to say something you probably shouldn't have, because you're not perfect, but you either apologize or just be quiet and let it go. And the same with other people. Honor your family's uniqueness. Don't expect them to be like a TV program. They're who they are, and you're who you are, and that's good enough, and for you to have a good time. And allow your family and yourself to have your own feelings and opinions. You don't have to be Republican because your Uncle Harry is Republican. You don't have to be a Democrat because your Aunt Mary is a Democrat. You don't have to like Mary's new husband. You don't have to like their kids either. You just have to be respectful to everyone and just come from a full heart. That's all. That's the only way I can say it. Is just to be open and allow people to be who they are, and that openness. That's your ticket to having a good time. That's your ticket to having a good time in your life. And I don't remember if I said it, but I'll say it again. It's this to do the same things at your Christmas party at work. and to think the same way. Well, if you think more outwardly about how other people are and what will be helpful to them, just in a silly little social situation, it's not going to be, you're not committing yourself to taking somebody back and forth to work. Just be nice in this little gathering. That's all. And as soon as you take the focus off yourself, as soon as you're thinking about how somebody else is feeling or what would be good for them, or that takes away all your worries about whether your hair is straight or not. And so that's my summary. And we really don't have full time, but another time.
You'll be back.
There's this a game that you can play that really shows how much you can change what you think. It starts out with somebody saying Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow, and then somebody else will say to her, change, and then you have to change. Her fleece was actually a dark brown, and she was walking down the street, and she saw this guy, and then she'll say change. Well, actually, it was a little kid that was 10, and he was bouncing a ball, and you keep changing the story, and as quickly as you can make a change, if you have to, in a nursery rhyme, you can also change your thoughts in your head. So when when your first thought is, I'll kill him for what he just said, you can back that up and say change to yourself and say, oh, well, he's really not feeling good, and he doesn't know he doesn't know me at all, so obviously he's not right about what he said about me. You can change those things in your head. And I think, and do you ladies have any last thoughts to say that would, I want to add the humor, make sure get that in.
And mine is just to make it fun. This is really fun. You can go in and like, oh my God, this is going to be the worst thing. I don't want to go. Or just go, oh my God, I'm going to challenge myself to make a new friend. I'm going to challenge myself to have the best time ever. Play a game with yourself. I'm going to challenge myself that I can make everybody here say pickle at least once. I mean, do something silly with yourself, and all of a sudden your focus isn't on what's right, what's wrong, what you're doing, what everything else. Change it. Turn it into a game. There's such possibility out there. It's limitless.
And
fun.
Yeah, and also if you're just feeling uncomfortable, go into the kitchen. Maybe help clean up. Start to do some dishes. Just if like me, I like to be in the kitchen. I like preparing, helping people. So if you're not having a good time, do the things that you like to do. Help put out the hors d'oeuvres, help serve the dinner, help clean up, so that you just keep busy.
Or you pick up the tray of hors d'oeuvres and just
pass
take them around.
That way you get to meet people.
Yes.
So there's lots of things you can do. If you don't really want to just be standing there, if you don't know anybody, then help.
Right.
Go to something that you're comfortable doing.
And another thing I know, some people are real shy, is like, do 10 minutes of homework before you go. If you've seen a good movie, like, oh, I could talk about, I just saw that Argo movie. Things that you can bring up to talk to people when there's nothing to talk about. The crazy weather they're having back east. I mean, silly, trivial little things, but do 5 minutes worth of homework of things that you could talk about when there's nothing to talk about. TV shows, anything.
I think that's important. I don't think we have enough of a concept of preparing for going to an event. We think about remembering to bring the bottle of wine or a little house gift or something like that, but we don't think about taking 5 minutes to prepare in that way of what kinds of things could I talk about. In the same way, I've heard people say about workshops, mostly we just go to a workshop, but I heard a presenter say, well, what do you want out of this workshop? Why are you going? Write down some questions about what questions you want answered from this workshop. Any time when you can prepare yourself before you get to where you're going, you've already turned your mind to a constructive approach to
and turn your mind before you go to I'm going to have a good time.
Yes.
And just say that while you're driving there or when somebody's coming to pick you up, and just make yourself have a good time.
And I want to say one last thing. If anybody has stories that they want to say, go to info@relationshipmiracleworker.com and send me any stories that you have.
Because you're still collecting them for your new book.
Absolutely. info@relationshipmiracleworker.com. Any stories that you want to share. Thanks. Or you can find me on Facebook, Merle Singer.
Say that louder.
You can find me on Facebook at Merle Singer. How about that?
Your share wasn't sinking, so you can say that louder.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
You know what, Pattie, before we go, because you are a wonderful psychic medium, if anybody is really confused over the holidays and needs to have a reading or wants to meet Pattie through Skype, she's wonderful. So give out your contact information.
The easiest through my website, my phone number and everything there, and it's just PattieNegri.com. PattiNegri.com.
Because that's a wonderful thing.
Or Facebook.
She is.
She's wonderful.
Yes.
And, sometimes you get a little crazy through the
Sometimes
holidays.
you do.
So you need help. So she's wonderful.
Yes.
All right, everybody. We have to close out the show. So let's just wish everybody happy holidays. And, just have it as stress-free as possible.
Fun.
And you know what, exercise. If you're going to overeat, that's okay. Just get back on track the next day. Don't beat yourself up. It's a long holiday season. It's just starting. All right, happy holidays, everybody. Merle and Pattie will be back the week after next, so we're going to party again. But we're going to be singing carols and stuff and acting, so that's going to be very fun.
Right. We won't be serious then. We'll just have fun.
Oh, like we were serious? We were a little bit serious.
Excuse
today.
me.
We were very
I
serious.
take this very seriously.
I do too, but that's why I asked you to come on the show to do these, to remind people to be respectful. I think that's how we just have to end the show. Happy holidays, be respectful, and have a great time. And we will be back next week at noon Pacific time. So stay tuned and say goodbye.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays again.
In your arms, I can be anything. In your arms, I can do anything. In your eyes, I am beautiful. In your eyes, I can be anything at all. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. I am beautiful.
Thank you for tuning in to LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we're more than just talk. Stay tuned.